Bring me the magic, oh shiny eagle. Yes. This game is a dork!
Hey guys, it's Aremia. We are showing off some really sweet Galaxy Photon games today. The point of the deck is really simple. Just summon our Prime Photon Dragon with Afterglow and swing in for huge damage. I think the deck is better built going first because it's really difficult for us to play through Interruption. Plus, we have access to one of the strongest counter traps in the game, Tachyon Transmigration. As always, I will go over the deck in more detail at the end of the video, and I will include a comment with the written out deck list. But really quick, before we get into the games, if you like these videos, please subscribe. It helps out a lot, and you can always change your mind later. With all that said, let's jump into the games. Galaxy Photon on the play, and we get Max Seed, which is unfortunate. But we kind of have to play anyway, so we just Expo out for Nova Infinity. Yeah, don't know why. I don't know how Maxi dodged the ban list, but, you know, it's just me. So we bring out Afterglow and summon Galaxy Wizard, make it level 8, summon out Afterglow, and go number 90 with a Transmigration set face down. So we have Omni Negate for Infinity, Monster Negate in number 90, and a Search for us. And we have a set Transmigration counter trap. So they have a bunch of cards. They're going to try... Okay, this is actually really sick. So they try to negate our Infinity, right? In response to the Infinity, I activate number 90's ability to search a card from our deck, alright? And they say, not on my watch, I have Ash Blossom. And in response to the Ash Blossom, we activate Transmigration. Transmigration negates all of your opponent's effects that happened before it in the chain. So not only is it going to negate the Ash, it's also negating the impermanence. So they took our bait to try to interact with our number 90, and now we get to keep our Infinity unnegated on board. Transmigration is so good, guys. It's so good. So we managed to keep both of our negations on board. And we find out we're up against Flu, and they flip 3 copies of Rubino, which is hilarious. So they go Duality. They're just going to draw more cards. Okay, and they activate Evenly Matched at the end of the battle phase, which we can negate with our Infinity. I don't think they actually realized that their impermanence was also negated by Transmigration, so it's pretty funny. And now they're just going to go for their normal summon shenanigans, and we're going to negate their first monster, which is good for us. And they bring out M-Pen, which is fine because they are main phase 2 post battle phase, so we are free to do things. And we switch Infinity to defense mode, and then we're going to attempt to eat their M-Pen, which of course they will activate something in response, and we're going to negate their normal summon trap card. So we get rid of their M-Pen, they Ash it, but I don't really care about that. We want to keep up our monster negate if we can. And we're going to bring back our Afterglow, and now I choose to overlay, start destroying some of their cards, and we're going to destroy their face down, but it turned out to be just a bluff. Now we can tribute our Infinity and another monster to bring out our Photon Dragon, Afterglow up to Prime Photon, and swing and win the game against Flu through the Maxis, through the crazy traps. Oh my goodness, take that, birds, take that! Transmigration, guys, for the win. Alright, Galaxy Eyes on the play with a pretty terrible start, but we can go into Soul Flare, pull back our Thrasher, and It's not very good, but we could discard 2 of our cards to destroy one of our opponent's monsters. And most importantly, we have our Counter Trap and Tachyon Transmigration. Really, really strong card. So we find out we're actually up against Galaxy Eyes, which is pretty funny. So this is a mirror match, and they clearly had a better start than we did. So they go Soldier and Nova Infinity, which is, you know, pretty good. Infinity, I still think, is one of the best Xyz monsters ever printed. And they Monster Reborn a Photon Dragon, and then they attempt to eat our Soul Flare here, and that's when we pull the trigger on Transmigration. And they, of course, can't interact with it because Tachyon Transmigration is a counter trap, so it is spell speed 3. They also make a mistake here and go into number 90 and Xyz summon. They obviously should have swung in and tried to kill our Soul Flare. If they did choose to go to the battle phase with their Photon Dragon in attack mode, I probably would have gone ahead and discarded 2 cards before the battle phase and destroyed their Photon Dragon, and then they'd be left with only a 0 attack Galaxy Brave. So, you know, maybe they made the right decision. I don't really know. So there's the number 90. Also a pretty cool card. It actually has 2 abilities. So it is a monster negation as well as a searcher for a Photon or Galaxy card during your opponent's turn. And that'll come up here really soon. So we're going to activate Afterglow, and I'm not sure if negating Afterglow was the right decision, because they don't know what 4 cards are in our hand. Obviously, if they had negated Afterglow, we would have been in trouble. But they choose to go ahead and search, and they're going to grab Galaxy Trance, which is a pretty cool card. We'll see here in a second. And they Ash our Galaxy Expo that we pulled off the top, which really sucks. But the funny thing I do here is actually tribute summon my second copy of Afterglow in order to get 2 level 8s and Xyz summon for Prime Photon. Because we need 4,000 attack to swing over the number 90. So sometimes that actually comes in handy and works out. So we get rid of the problem card, and they're of course going to play Galaxy Trance. This lets them summon a Photon Dragon from grave and a Galaxy monster from their deck. So they're of course going to pick Photon Dragon and then Afterglow from their deck. This lets them go into Prime Photon, and we have an epic face-off with 2 Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragons pumping themselves up to like 14,000 attack. So this duel is really fun. So this is such a cool moment. And they actually decide to crash, and we both summon a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, and we both activate and banish them from battle and then return them. So this is really cool. And then we draw Photon Sanctuary, which is huge. That was an amazing draw off the top. We go Soul Flare and pull back an Afterglow, so we can summon it because we have Galaxy Eyes on board, and then go into Cypher Dragon. Cypher Dragon gonna steal their Photon, and that's pretty much the game at this point. You see that they only have 1 card left in hand. Galaxies can't really do anything with 1 or 2 cards. At minimum, their combos are usually 3-card combos, which is why the deck isn't super strong. Obviously still really fun. It's one of my favorite decks. But we of course gonna steal their Photon Dragon and also get to summon another Photon Dragon, and they're gonna scoop it up there. So GG's, that was a really fun game. We are stuck on the draw in this game, and we're up against Invoked. So they're just gonna do their Invoked stuff. They actually only managed to get into Mechaba, which is workable given our hand. So there's the Mechaba. I think the arm kind of floating in the back is kind of weird looking. Does that remind you guys of anything?
Let's put one of those beefy arms back on him for good measure. It looks really good. Coming out of the back of his neck.
We are going to draw a card, and we draw our Afterglow, which is really nice. So we summon Thrasher, Vanisher, search another Photon Dragon, and they are going to negate our Star Liege, which is perfectly fine with us, because we have 2 Photon Sanctuaries. So we are going to go into Soul Flare, grab back a card, not that it matters, and then summon Photon Sanctuary. We mainly wanted to do this because they could discard Alistair to save themselves just barely from the 11,200 attack Prime Photon, so then Soul Flare could swing in and deal the rest of the damage. So we activate Afterglow, double our attack, and they just let it swing in. Alright, Galaxy Eyes on the draw, going second here, and we are up against a Utopia player. I am going to go ahead and fast forward just to speed things up. So they are actually pretty well set up here. They have Dragonar, which is of course going to summon a Hope Harbinger probably right about here, and that Hope Harbinger is a spell negation. They also have ZS Utopic Sage, which is a one-time protection from destruction, and they have 2 monster negates in Leo and the Pegasus Zexal weapon. We don't know what their face-down card is, but that's okay. My opponent does make the mistake of not changing their response settings here. If they did, they would have been able to activate Dragonar during my draw step, and summon Hope Harbinger to have a spell negation up for my turn. But because they made that mistake, we have the opportunity to play our Photon Sanctuary. So they're going to do some attaching, and then we summon our tokens, and then we're going to activate our Galaxy Soldier here to summon it, and that gets one of their negations, and we go ahead and go into Soul Flare. This is another bait, basically, to get their last monster negation, right? Since we started with 2 Afterglow, this Afterglow in the graveyard is pretty much just a bait to get that last negation off the Leo. So, because we don't have any spells left to play, we're pretty much free to play the game now. So, Soul Flare gets negated. We actually raise our Galaxy Wizard's level up to level 8, and then summon our Afterglow to go into Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon. So we go to battle, and the funniest thing happens here, okay? So Dragonar also has an ability that lowers an opponent's monster's attack to 0. So we have a 0 attack Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon swinging at their Hope Harbinger. Only Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon also has an ability that enables it to raise its attack equal to the number of ranks that are on the board. So you see there's a lot of Xyz monsters, and after we activate, we go from 0 all the way up to 7,400. And we also detach our Afterglow, which is going to double that attack. So we go from 0 all the way up to 14,000 and swing in for the win. Alright. Galaxy Eyes on the play. And we Desires. They Thunder Dragon Dark, which is an interesting decision. So we have Sanctuary. We're going to summon 2 tokens. And then tribute the tokens to special out our Photon Dragon and set 2 Transmigration and are Called by the Grave. So our number 90 is a monster negate, can search a card during our opponent's turn. We have 2 of our favorite counter traps, Tachyon Transmigration, our Omni negates that can negate multiple things if we play our cards right. And we have Called by the Grave. So we are obviously up against Thunder Dragon. We are going to get rid of the Thunder Dragon Roar, because that's the important one. If we can banish that one, they can't special summon things. And I think Thunder Dragon Roar is, yeah, it's semi-limited. Okay. So they do manage to bring out their Colossus, and we don't want them to get into Titan. And they Fusion Destiny, and they activate. So we're just going to shuffle back the DPE, which is really cool, because we love our Transmigration. And now we can overlay a couple times, try to get rid of the Colossus, but of course they have a bunch of Thunder monsters in their graveyard, so they can banish those to protect it. But that doesn't really matter. What we actually wanted to do was detach some level 8s to the graveyard so we could bring them back. So we're going to do the same thing. Cypher Blade has a Photon Dragon that we detach, and now our Galaxy Knight can bring it back from the graveyard. We can Galaxy Expo out Afterglow, and now we can make our Prime Photon to swing in for the win. They don't. The Colossus protects itself, but you still take the damage. Galaxy Eyes going second. And it looks like we are up against Blue Eyes. So Blue Eyes versus Galaxy Eyes, the showdown. only they use Nebula Dragon, and I think they declare that Galaxy Eyes is better already because they are playing a Galaxy card. And we can go Soldier. Soldier is going to search Afterglow, and we can bring back the Photon Dragon we pitched via Night. And Guardian of Order, as long as you have 2 or more light monsters, can special summon itself, so it helps us get into our number 90 here. It gives us an extra level 8. So that's just going to give us a monster negation, just in case they had Nibiru. Speak of the devil. And now we can just swing over their Hope Harbinger. Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon gains 200 attack for each each rank of Xyz monsters on board, and there are 4 rank 8 monsters, so that's obviously a lot. And Afterglow is going to double its attack. GG's Blue Eyes. Galaxy Eyes reign supreme. Alright, going first. And we don't have a great start, so we have to trade in. And we are going to bring back our Afterglow after going up to Soul Flare, which lets us go for Galaxy Soldier. Soldier, of course, going to search out a Wizard this time. And we tribute the Wizard, go Expo, to bring out a second Galaxy Soldier, and Xyz summon up to Nova Infinity. And we have 3 back row, so we set all 3 and pass. Soul Flare, of course, is a Galaxy Eyes monster, so these Tachyon Transmigrations are live. We negate some Eldlich stuff, and they are Grass 60 card Eldlich. So they just bring out their Golden Boy. We go Vanisher. And they play Summon Limit. So that we're going to go ahead and negate. And then, so, this is such a funny chain. Alright, so they go Summon Limit. We try to negate and destroy it with Infinity. They activate Skill Drain. In response to Skill Drain, we try to negate the Skill Drain with Transmigration. They activate Solemn Judgment, and in response to Solemn Judgment, we activate another copy of Transmigration. So these 3 cards all are going to be negated by this 1 copy of Transmigration. So we get to keep our board, which is pretty cool. This is the best counter trap in the game, guys. I'm telling you. So we bring out Photon Dragon, they just scoop. Tachyon Transmigration wins the game. Well, those are the games. I hope I showed off what the deck can do. Galaxy Eyes is my favorite archetype, and I'm really looking forward to the new cards they're getting. If you don't know, they are being released in the OCG either soon, or were already released when this video goes up. It should add to the deck's consistency, but I don't think it will make the deck like super meta or anything, and that's perfectly fine with me. I don't need my pet archetypes to be meta-defining. The way I see it, you should play what you like and be okay with whatever rank you're in, whether that's Diamond 1 competitive or Silver 4 old school jank. Just don't insult other people for enjoying the game in a different way than you do. But I digress, good grief. Let's break down the deck because it did change a fair bit while I was playing, and there are other options to play. So I was playing 2 Ash Blossom. I was playing Crossout Designator at one point as well, but I didn't find it like super helpful. If you want to play Maxi, obviously, feel free to play Maxi. I don't play it because I don't think it's very fun, but it is still legal for whatever reason, so feel free. As far as the core Galaxy Photon shell goes, I could see playing an extra Photon Thrasher and just going down Galaxy Brave because I didn't find him super good. Wizard at 1 is perfect. 3 Orbital, 3 Soldier is perfect. 3 Vanisher is really good. Maybe in the future, after we get the new cards, go down to 2 Vanisher, but so far, I think it's pretty solid. 1 Knight is also really strong. Guardian Order, you do not have to play. I played it because I think it's fun. It can extend you, kind of like Galaxy Brave, but again, it can clog, but we also play 3 trade-in to help with the level 8s. So as far as the spells go, Photon Sanctuary, really good. It's a 1-card Galaxy Eyes Soul Flare, which also brings you back a card from the graveyard, so that's really strong. 2 Galaxy Expo is perfect. I don't think you need 3. 3 is probably too many. It clogs a little bit. Call by the Grave, obviously. infinite impermanence, obviously, just because we need some kind of interaction. And then Transmigration. I love this card. This card is so good. This has to be the most unique card in all of Yu-Gi-Oh, right? There's no other card that I know of that can negate everything that came before it in the chain. If there is, please leave a comment, because I would love to see it. But this is another reason why I think the deck is better going first, because you have this crazy counter trap that can help you get to your third turn and then swing and win the game with Prime Photon, right? The deck already has trouble going second because the game is full of all of these negations and interruptions, right? Just imagine trying to play your 3-card combo against top tier meta decks playing their like 1-card adventure package for a negate, and then DPE, and then Prank Kids shenanigans. So that's kind of why the deck isn't super competitive. If you do want to see a going second build, let me know. I obviously like Galaxy Eyes. I'm more than willing to mess around with the deck and try to come up with another going second build style. But this is the version of the deck that I found more success with. As far as the extra deck goes, Galaxian, I do think you need in the deck. I never really liked it, but it does get you out of some jams if you have a start to your combo without Vanisher. Then going into Photon Blast Dragon won't get you into your number 90 play. So you need a way to summon a Galaxy Eyes Photon from your deck. Nova Infinity, obviously, because we have Galaxy Soldier. Tachyon Dragon, not necessary if you are building the deck, but it has a neat interaction with Transmigration in that you can also play it from your hand if you have Tachyon Dragon on board. Prime Photon is the big one. Obviously, this is the one that's going to swing and win the games. And then you have your rank up package and full armor, Cypher, Cypher Blade, and Cypher X. Number 90, probably the best monster in the extra deck to go into, because he can't be destroyed, he's a monster negate, and he gets a search from your deck. Like, that's really strong. You have 2 Soul Flare. I think 2 Soul Flare is right. 1 is too few, and if you had 3, you could play 3, but they're also ultra rares. Like, the deck has way too many ultra rares in the extra deck anyway. You don't need to play Hippotionen. I played it because I thought it was silly, and it's like a backup Soul Flare if everything goes wrong, because he can still pull something back if he leaves the field. I just found that the extra deck is like 1 too short, right? If you wanted, you could pull Tachyon and Hip for Numeron Dragon and Draglubion, but it's up to you. As far as other options go, there are mainly 3 for the archetype that we want to look at. Galaxy Trance, I mentioned a little bit. I think it's a really good card. It is a 1-card Prime Photon, but it also does clog a little bit. If you do play it, just play the 1, because you can search it with number 90. There's also Galaxy Zero, which is an archetype-themed Monster Reborn. That's actually pretty good. It can extend you. It's also searchable, because they're all Galaxy cards. And then Galaxy Cyclone, I don't think is as strong, but having a searchable Mystical Space Typhoon is actually not that bad. Plus, you can banish it from your graveyard during the following turn to destroy a face-up spell trap. So, you know, that's neat. It's just a little limited because it has to target a set spell trap to begin with, and then it has to target a face-up spell trap. It's not like just double MST. That would be pretty good. I would play that card. Anyway, that is going to do it for this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you think the deck should be played and how ridiculous I am for playing Hippotionen. But I will see you guys next time. I hope you have a great day, and God bless.